First things first, we've got an archetype that is apparently translated as Primordial Dragons, which is that's a pretty dope name. That I would expect something from that. It's an archetype. I haven't looked at it yet. Imperial Dragon, the Primordial Dragon. Level 6 Earth Dragon effect monster. 2600 attack, 0 defense. Requires a normal monster tribute to normal summon. Okay, I'm already not interested anymore. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. During your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can reveal this card in your hand. Immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon a primordial monster. If this card is tribute summoned, you can apply these effects in sequence, negate the effects of all face-up monster your opponent currently controls. Banish all monster your opponent controls with the same type and or attribute as any of the normal monsters in your graveyard. Am I seeing this right, that they are trying to make me play normal monsters with this archetype? Because my excitement has just dropped pretty. I don't think they could have made a card that could have made my excitement drop so fast as this one. That's crazy. Like, I almost want to stop reading. I'm gonna keep reading, but I kind of want to stop, you know? And also, by the way, this card is also terrible. This card is not good because it's only good going second, basically. Like, it negates your. It's like a Dark Ruler more, but in terrible. Because you have to like have a vanilla on the board first, and you also like this will just get negated, right? If your opponent has a board, they will just negate this. They will not just let their board get banished. Like this card is terrible. This card does not see play in Edison format. Primordial Imperial Load. It's a continuous spell. You can only use the first and third effect once per turn. When this card resolves, add a primordial card from your deck to your hand, except itself. Alright, so searcher on activation. Normal monsters and primordial monsters you control gain 300 attack for each normal monster in your graveyard with different names, which in an ideal scenario, this card boosts you by 0 because you wouldn't play vanillas in your Yu-Gi-Oh deck. You can declare one normal monster's name. Special summon a normal monster with that name from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Also, you cannot activate special summon monsters' effects for the rest of this turn. Okay. So, yes. Primordial Tremors, quick play spell card. Pay 2,000 life points and declare a normal monster's name. Apply this effect, then, if you control no monsters, you can special summon a normal monster with the declared name from your deck in defense position. Once applied, your primordial monsters and normal monsters with the declared name cannot be destroyed by battle until the end of the opponent's turn. If your opponent normal summons a monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target a normal monster you control, banish a monster on the field with lower attack. Does this card do anything other than more copies of Unexpected Die for plants? More copies of Exodia's left leg. Okay, cool. Primordial Schiller. Quick play spell. You can use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. Reveal a normal monster or primordial card in your hand, except Primordial Schiller, then target a face-up card on the field. Negate its effects, and if you do, banish it. Target a face-up card, negate and banish it. During your main phase, if you control a primordial monster, you can set this card from your graveyard. Okay, that's a good card. I mean, like in general, I am not excited for playing normal monsters, but these 3 cards technically in a universe where I'm playing a deck that has vanillas in it, all those spell cards are pretty powerful. So whatever that's worth. Primordial Opener, normal trap card. Declare a normal monster's name. Apply this effect. Then, if you control no monsters, you can special summon a normal monster with the declared name from your deck or graveyard. Once applied, you take no battle damage from battles involving your normal monsters with the declared name and primordial monsters this turn. During your opponent's turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target a normal monster you control or in your graveyard. Take control of one monster your opponent controls with higher attack until the end phase. Paleo support? I mean, okay, yeah, I can banish this from the graveyard to steal a monster until the end phase that's bigger than a paleo. Okay, sure. But I can't use the first effect. But I don't know. Look, this is wacky. I don't really mind that they're doing this. I do think it's kind of like a cool concept in theory here. Specifically, the spell cards are good. I don't know why. Like, look, the idea here is you can build a deck around normal monsters again because they're giving them really powerful support cards. Well, that's the idea. Whether that's successful or not is a different question, because probably not. But like the idea of, hey, we're gonna make some very powerful support cards for normal monsters, so that people can like play a deck like that. Okay, my question is, why on earth is this card so bad? Like, because the spell cards are already like they're good, but in order to have me play a deck with vanillas in it, like I need better stuff than that one. Like, this card sucks. You summon it on the opponent's turn. I understand that. I do understand that. But like, you can't do it when your opponent is going first because you're not gonna have a vanilla yet. So it's like okay, yes, you can go first, establish a vanilla on the board, and then you can tribute summon an infinite impermanence. And if you're lucky and your opponent shares type or attributes with your stuff, then you can even banish something. But it's like, that's not that good. Because especially like, this is the problem with this card is how it works with like with chain links and all that kind of stuff. Like, let's say your opponent normal summons something that you want to negate, like a Snake Eye Ash. Let's say you have the perfect setup. You go first. You have a normal monster on the field, and you have the Primordial Dragon in your hand, and your opponent summons a monster that you would like to negate. You can't do that because they normal summon Snake Eye Ash. They activate the effect. You go chain Primordial Dragon to tribute summon, then the Snake Eye Ash resolves, and then you would negate. Right? Then you would negate. And that's awkward. You can negate Poplar at least. Yes, if you wait in that specific scenario, you can wait until they have Poplar. Like you let the Ash go through, they go Chainlink 1 Poplar in hand, you go Chainlink 2 Primordial Dragon Tribute Summon. You Tribute Summon, they summon Poplar, it's gonna be Chainlink 1 Poplar, Chainlink 2 this to negate it, sure. You have a Tribute Summon to negate Poplar. Augurs. Card is worse than Effect Bailer. Like, you know what I mean? I think the whole gimmick here, which is supposed to be like, and that is actually the cool part about this, is that if they don't give these guys their own vanillas, you can play these with any vanillas you want, right? And I think that's the idea here, is that you can, for example, you can put whichever vanilla you want into this. And I'm pretty sure there's vanillas for all different types and attributes, combinations, and attack points and whatever. Like, you can choose which vanilla you play. So that, for example, if it's a Snake Eye format, you pick a Pyro vanilla or a Fire vanilla, right? Obviously. And then you can, suddenly you can banish your opponent's entire board and negate it, right? When you're going first, right? With this guy, right? So that, I think that's kind of the idea. Like, they're trying to make good vanilla support cards without giving them actual vanillas so that you can pick any vanilla. But it would definitely take a lot more than that, right? Like, it would take a lot more than this. I I actually kind of wish that's the one thing I would like to have had is like I wish they gave this card a restriction that doesn't just turn it into an unexpected die number 4, 5, 6 for like stupid decks, right? But I think these cards are simultaneously not great, but also maybe a little bit better than people think, or that I thought at first. The more I think about it, the more I feel like it could be a fun deck to try if they get more support. But for now, it's definitely not meta relevant. But yeah, we just need to wait for more.